Okay, time to make another video. So this guitar I bought for my son. Anyways, he's not here to enjoy it yet. So I wanted to show you, and well, I want to show you the picture of the Boundary Commission Trail that was written by my dad in 1993, February 8th it says. But there it is there, the Boundary Commission Trail. And the next I want to show you is an Editor's Choice Award presented to Urban Heath for Outstanding Achievement in Poetry, presented by the National Library of Poetry 1997, because of my dad's outstanding poetry. There it is. It's official. So I'm just putting everything on YouTube because there wasn't a YouTube when he died. So, yeah. Alright. So here's this one here. I'll read this. Heath, it's called, which is his name, his birth name, my maiden name. And then I'm going to talk to you about, well, if I can do this without making a bunch of noise, his childhood memories, which was all written down here. Written by him, as far as I know. Anyway, Heath. Heath it is, my family name, so what, some folks may say, but without that name I wouldn't be with you today. Now Heath is just a simple name, it's made me true and strong, it makes me do the best I can, a plea where to belong. And I have troubled, near and far, met many different folks, and often entertained them, telling my, says Dee Dee Daddy's jokes. Telling my, I don't know what that means. They ask me why I do these things and how I get this way. I say because I am a Heath, a price I have to pay. By Urban M. Heath, H-E-A-T-H. Childhood memories. First of all, I'd like to say that we have always been a tight-knit family. But the only thing that ever came between us was a window pane and some Venetian blinds. It's a story about my dad's childhood. We sure had some good times, like listening to the radio in the evenings. If I placed my ear right tight up to the window pane, I could hear a real plane from outside. I loved listening to the radio after chores in the evening. I remember one time when everyone was away, Dad let me in to have the radio all to myself for a whole hour. When we had it shut off, he was saving the battery. One of the highlights in my life was when Dad got us a new television. They brought it home and set it up against the wall right under the window where I always looked in. I remember it had a beautiful wood grain top. However, they had covered it with a doily cloth and set a mantel clock on it. I could not see the screen, but I soon figured out how to follow the shows as they sat side by side along the opposite wall. I could see their faces. If tears showed up in their eyes, I knew the scene was sad, and when they would laugh, I knew the scene was happy. And when they moved around in their seats, I knew the scene was tense. I even figured out when there was a commercial as they would all get up and go in the kitchen for a little snack. Winter was a big change for everyone in our family. I can remember hauling coal to the back door for the stove and the heater in the living room. I loved watching the glow of the fire through the top slots in the top door of the heater as I watched through the window. My brother Dude and I made a sled for sliding down hills. Dude could not use it, as Brother Wid had told him he was too old to play. So I was to share it with my younger brother Bob. I never felt that the sharing was quite equal, as we would be together on the way up the hill. Bob would sit on the sled and I got to pull him up the hill, but he always had to ride it alone going down. It gave me great joy watching him glide down the hill at a great speed. I could hear my dad's voice ringing in my ear, "Leave the boy alone." How I would run as fast as I could to the bottom of the bank so my brother would not be waiting for me to bring him back up the hill, as this would make him very impatient. What fun we had. How he would laugh when I would fall trying to get to the bottom first so he would not need to wait. Christmas was a time to remember at our place. Santa never came down the chimney as we had no fireplace, and he would have ended up in our space heater, and that would not be good. He came just the same, and everyone got a gift of some kind. My gift was a snowbank that the blizzard had blown up against the wall under the window where I spent a lot of my time. This meant that I could look in without standing on my tiptoes. What a wonderful gift that was. The storm windows were now on, and I now had 2 panes to look through. My vision was good, but it was hard to hear what was going on inside. However, I learned how to read lips. So if anything was said I did not like, I would just look the other way. The good part of winter was that it grew dark early in the evening, and the warm, soft lights in the living room made it easy to see that all was well in our family. I could still remember my brother Bob coming up to the window and reaching out to me, but he was only reaching out to close the blinds. Please note, any places, people, or names you may seem to recognize are purely coincidental. Urban Milton Heath. So I don't know why the other kids were indoors, but he was outside. I'm not sure what that was about. Dad never told me if he was being punished, if that's where he wanted to be, if that's where chores were. I don't know. It doesn't sound good though. But anyway, that's his story. Okay, I'll let you go. Bye.